Hello again and welcome to Money Matters. The meetings, incentives, conventions, and events industry, also known as MICE, used to be big business in Hong Kong with people flying in from all over the world. But since COVID-19, with restrictions imposed on social distancing and travel, the industry has been forced to undergo a virtual makeover. Zella Chin reports on the new look and feel of MICE.
On this Friday morning, these women are gathered together at a home in the mid-levels to watch television. It's not an ordinary get-together. They are attending a conference and watching speeches broadcast over the internet. It's a Women of Influence conference produced by the American Chamber of Commerce. Jo Hayes is a regular attendee.
It's about showcasing the amazing expertise and influence and power that these women have in Hong Kong, the changes that they're driving, that they're making, and to be able to come together and celebrate those women.
This is the first time the conference is held virtually. Instead of watching the content on a computer by herself, Jo chose to watch with a group of friends in what's called a viewing party.
So we've got that social aspect of today's event that we are really enjoying. We've got lunch prepared later, we have breakfast together.
Their group ticket costs $3,000 and comes with some virtual goodies, a free ebook, discounted chamber membership, and discussion guide. The conference speakers are beamed live from a temporary studio at the AmCham offices in Central.
The boardroom is now a TV studio. We've had to rehearse the openings, etc. We have a lot of people dialing in.
The boardroom was retrofitted with a green screen, lights, and camera. Some of the MCs and speakers were in Hong Kong. Others presented from overseas. Planning for the conference started in February, after the COVID-19 outbreak.
We just didn't know whether we'd be able to throw the event. So the committee took the decision to go virtual, and then we used that time to try to build something different and creative.
In the past, the conference was held at a five-star hotel.
But it's also been limited because you can only have so many people in a room, and only so many people can afford the cost to go to a five-star hotel for a conference. So one of the good things about doing this virtually is our reach can suddenly be a lot wider.
The virtual conference has more than 400 attendees, a 33% increase over last year. Before, an individual member ticket with a meal cost $2,200. This year, a member ticket for the virtual event without food, $300. Since this was the first time the Chamber organized a virtual conference, it hired an IT consultant to set up all the internet links with the audiovisual gear.
Okay, we'll start in 2 minutes.
Tony Reno provides project management services for digital events. He brought in all the equipment and crew.
We provided the webcast platform, which allowed the external audiences to see the event. It's kind of a one-way broadcast from that room straight out to the audience.
A typical webcast production like this could cost from $15,000 to $300,000, depending on the complexity. Usually, clients hire him to help with high-profile events.
Before COVID, a large majority of those were events where the overseas presenter could not come to Hong Kong. So within a hotel, within an office space, we'd help bring those presenters in remotely, whereas the audience would be in Hong Kong or at the venue.
The demand for virtual events surged after the COVID-19 outbreak.
All those events started calling in, and I was having conversations, how can we do this? I would tell them, well, let's start planning this virtual version, and in the event you have the hotel back or access to the whole hotel back, you can still keep this and just make it available to the people who can't travel. So I looked at it as an insurance policy.
And this was the first year his clients bought websites used for multi-day conferences and virtual trade shows.
You've got the menu items at the top, the lobby, the theater, the lounge, and they can go to things like the exhibit hall. So here I have a hall where typically this would be some of your vendors or some of your sponsors that would have different booths set up where they can showcase their own content.
Tony says his sales doubled in 2020. Research from a technology provider says the demand for digital events grew by more than 350% year on year. Many face-to-face exhibitions and trade shows canceled because of the pandemic. A global association estimates $316 billion worth of deals weren't signed. But virtual fairs may be a viable alternative.
This became one of our major line here. And,
looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Johnny C. is a second generation running an educational toy manufacturing company. He frequently exhibits at trade shows.
We are getting new customer every year from those toy fair. We are still constantly looking forward to more opportunities and showing our new products to them.
Johnny participated in a virtual trade show for the first time.
The last one here looks pretty good, but this one
To get started, he needed some good photos to showcase his products.
When it comes to virtual fair, we will have to explain everything virtually rather than letting the customer touch and feel the product. We'll have to make sure the photo quality and angles can represent the whole products.
And the photos were put in his online booth.
Virtual trade show become one of the most important show for us this year. So we have spent a lot of budget in building a virtual booth. We built a whole theme park for our customer to browse our products. For example, here is one of our highlight products, STEM product. And STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Here we show one of our best-selling items, and this is a solar system.
The digital booth cost $60,000 to make, plus another $5,000 to participate in the trade show. And he got 10 serious customers. A physical booth would have cost $1.5 million all in. That would have hooked maybe 500 new customers. Johnny says the return on investment for the virtual fair is acceptable because the virtual booth can be reused. But he finds selling on an online platform to be tough.
In physical fair, you can use all kinds of things to attract customers to come in your booth, right? So, such as you can play some games with customers, but on the virtual booth, you can only wait. If they click to your website, they will set up a meeting with us. But if they don't, then we don't even have a chance to try to sell our product to them.
This is a control center for the virtual fair that Johnny is attending.
多謝晒，多謝晒。
Sophia Chong manages the Trade Development Council's exhibition department and led the shift from offline to online.
So we try to replicate the physical fair as much as possible on the online. So now we are doing what we call a sort of webinar, which is supposed to be a physical seminar where there are audience. But the only difference is you don't see any audience here, but a technical team being set up and receiving the live chat and also some of the questions.
The TDC organizes nearly 40 conferences and fairs a year. In 2020, most were either postponed, rescheduled, or went digital.
Including the toys and games, the gifts, optical.
This online fair is a combination of 11 physical fairs, but it was a challenge to get the same number of participants to sign up for the virtual version.
We have to engage our buyers who hitherto are only accustomed to the physical show. But now you're inviting them to behave quite differently, to go online, and then to have interviews and to have virtual meetings with the suppliers.
Well, it will take time for people to adapt to the new technology. The IT consultant thinks virtual events are here to stay.
There's definitely going to be a change in the workforce at home, and also budgets are going to be tight, so virtual events and video conferences are the way of the future.
Federal regulators sued to force a breakup of Facebook as 48 states and districts accuse the company in a separate suit of abusing its market power in social networking to crush smaller competitors. The Federal Trade Commission and New York Attorney General announced the antitrust lawsuits in New York. The world's biggest social network with 2.7 billion users and a company with a market value of nearly $800 billion said the plan punishes a successful company. CEO Mark Zuckerberg is the world's 5th richest individual and the most public face of big tech swagger. America's employers sharply scaled back their hiring last month, adding 245,000 jobs at the fewest since April, in the 5th straight monthly slowdown. At the same time, the unemployment rate fell to a still high 6.7% from 6.9% in October, as many people stopped looking for work and were no longer counted as unemployed. November's job gain was down drastically from a 610,000 gain in October. The report provided the latest evidence the job market and economy are faltering in the face of a virus that has been shattering daily records for confirmed infections and continues to accelerate. Airbnb made a triumphant debut on the public market. Its shares closed at $144 and 71 cents apiece, more than double the $68 price it had set. The company proved its resilience in a year that has upended global travel. Now it needs to prove it can live up to investors' sky-high expectations. Airbnb raised $3.7 billion in its offering, making it the biggest U.S. IPO this year. The listing turned the founders into instant billionaires. It also raised concern the U.S. stock market, having hit an all-time record during a pandemic and economic collapse, had become a massive overpriced bubble. OPEC and a group of allied countries, including Russia, have agreed to increase their oil production by 500,000 barrels per day from January. Russia announced a decision after long talks as oil-producing countries weighed the outlook for energy demand amid the pandemic. Oil-producing countries face a difficult situation. The pandemic has sapped demand for fuel across the world, which induced them to cut back production this year to keep prices from sagging.
Up next on Money Matters, is renting in the lap of luxury worth the high-end prices if you're living in a remote part of the city? We let you be the judge. Stay with us. Welcome back to Money Matters. The south side of the island, particularly Repulse Bay, has been a traditionally high-end area. Popular among C-suite expats and rich locals, large apartments and houses are available to lease in the area. In this property episode, Imran Khan looks at a 1,300 square foot duplex apartment. At such high prices, is the remote southern location worth the price?
It is located at almost the highest level in the Repulse Bay area. It has few apartments. Privacy is not an issue. It is a rare property you can find in the Southern District. It enjoys a quiet and picturesque neighborhood, so it attracts those people, particularly expats, who love tranquility.
The agent showed us a 1,300 square foot, 3-bedroom duplex apartment in Bellevue Place. The main entrance is on the first floor. There's a built-in cabinet right next to the entrance for storing household stuff and shoes. A large window is right across from the entrance. The flooring of the corridor has been renovated. A corridor leads to 2 guest bedrooms and a bathroom. This guest bedroom is about 50 square feet. The layout is efficient and it is easy to fit in furniture. It has a large built-in wardrobe and overlooks a beach and nearby buildings. The wooden flooring has been redone. Another 50 square foot guest room has a larger window, which gives it abundant natural light. It doesn't have a column, so it's more spacious. The room also has a built-in wardrobe. The main bathroom is across from this room. It's a big one at 40 square feet and equipped with a bathtub and wash basin. It is simple and well maintained. The European-style wooden staircase railings have also been renovated, so they're in good condition. The downstairs has a large living and dining room. It is a rectangular 150 square foot space. Bay windows are on one side. The rectangular shape can be easily divided into living and dining spaces. It provides flexibility to lay out furniture and the height to allow ceiling decoration. The homeowner favored a classic style, so an arch door in the living room and the European-style wall column create an elegant ambiance. Through the arch doorway is the master bedroom. The master bedroom and ensuite is almost 100 square feet. A built-in floor-to-ceiling wardrobe is on one side of the wall, providing abundant storage space. The window isn't large and the view is of nearby buildings and trees. The absence of a bay window makes the space more efficient. The door leads to a 50 square foot terrace. One good thing is that natural light can filter through the glass roof above the terrace. The ensuite bathroom is also equipped with a bathtub. In the kitchen, the arch door creates a classical European feel. The cabinets are clean and tidy. The kitchen has ample cooking and washing areas, all in good shape. A helper's bedroom is right next to the kitchen, which comes with a toilet. The kitchen leads to another terrace. It has 2 washing machines. The layout and the size of this terrace is the same as the one outside the master bedroom. The grassy area outside the flat is communal. Its maintenance is included in the management fee. The owner is asking $48 million, or about $35,000 per square foot. There is also rental option at $65,000 a month, or $47 per square foot.
Bellevue is a low-density duplex apartment. It is rare, with only $48 million, you can purchase an apartment which is similar to a house.
The property was built in the 80s, so its design reflects the period. It has 7 blocks of duplex apartments and 15 houses. The total number of units is 29. The property agent says the complex recorded only 1 sales transaction in the last 10 years. A 2,500 square foot house sold for $102 million, or $45,000 per square foot in September last year. The seller made a $74 million profit.
There are very few sale transactions because most of the homeowners are not selling. Currently, only 2 duplex apartments are selling in the market. This kind of low-density duplex apartment is only available in this complex, in this part of Repulse Bay.
The monthly management is $5,900. The government rates and rent are $7,600 each quarter. And the amenities?
The project is located at the first part of Repulse Bay. It is in proximity to the Repulse Bay Hotel Mall, the beach, and the Hong Kong Golf and Country Club. Each house is allocated with 1 parking space. Owning a car is a must if you are living in Southern District, so no one will sell their car park.
It takes 5 minutes to drive to Repulse Bay Beach and to the shopping mall. You can ride public transport to Causeway Bay, Wan Chai and Central, but it's a 10-minute walk to the bus station.
The sport of breaking, or breakdancing, cleared its final hurdle to feature in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, bringing a wholly original art form to sport's biggest stage. Considered one of the pillars of hip-hop culture, breaking originated in New York in the 70s and has spread globally, enjoying enormous popularity beyond the U.S., particularly in Europe and Asia. A 2019 report estimated there were roughly 1 million breakers worldwide. The huge breaking tournament online attracted more than 50 million views across the streaming platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. Breaking athlete logistics and girl who is heels over head about the decision says breaking is a legitimate sport, but also an art and a culture. So yes, coming to a gold medal podium near you, if you live near Paris, The B-boy and B-girl who've impressed the judges with the snappiest top rocks, footwork, power moves, and freezes takes home the gold. Medal, not chain. In a blend of artistry and athleticism, competitors look forward to joining the 2024 Paris Games, along with the 2020 Tokyo Games. Speaking of busting a move, American astronauts are fixing for a return to moonwalking on the moon, 45 years after the last visit. In another first, after the cow that jumped over it, the moon revealed more secrets astronauts didn't expect. Scientists on this flying observatory and plane that does not award air miles says they've discovered previously unknown levels of water up there. Today's space travelers would have preferred a nice single malt on the rocks, but that's exactly where the water lies, in the rocks, in deeply shaded craters. That's already well and good then. The discovery means that NASA, which plans to send the first woman and next man to the lunar surface by 2024, can blast off without large amounts of water stored in the rocket, leaving open the possibility of some extra items being allowed on the moon base. Some of the ideas floating around: a shower, pool parties, maybe even fresh coffee. That's one step for a woman, one giant latte for humankind. Meet the only elephant to be swiped left so often he's been dubbed the loneliest elephant in the world, let alone in Pakistan, where he's lived in a zoo since 1985. Kavan wasn't always so miserable, but after his partner passed away a few years ago, he's felt more like Eeyore than Dumbo. But thanks to superstar singer Cher, sitting here with the Pakistani Prime Minister, and well-groomed Elvis impersonator Imran Khan, $400,000 in donations helped pay for Kavan's new ride, a tailor-made container that his keepers say will help him survive a trip out of this pop stand to new digs in Cambodia. Oh, the luxury.
I feel sad about this.
This government official, and man who has a flag in all his rooms, says the move was the best thing for Kavan, as the pachyderm had suffered the mental pain of loneliness and isolation. Sort of the same thing the human world has suffered in the lockdowns of the pandemic. After a thorough health check and a crash diet before the trip, Kavan made the journey safely to his new home. His handler hopes Kavan remembers the kindness showed to the loneliest elephant on Earth. An elephant never forgets.
That's the show. Thanks for watching. Next week, Money Matters takes a break, but do join us for a look back at 2020 and the impact COVID-19 had on business and finance. See you back here for another Money Matters episode, January 4th, 2021. Same time, same place. Happy holidays, everyone.